All right. All right, you guys ready for rock and roll? We got some action coming your way here for tonight. Thanks for watching AT's weather. Just watched a few more of you join in. They've got, again, another storm system coming on in from the west. You've already had the rain move into parts of Oklahoma from it. We'll talk about that and show you what's coming up next. And if we're going to see some snow in your backyard, see if anything's changed from our discussion from yesterday and also earlier today for my Facebook Live at lunch. So usually when there's big weather events, I'll do a Facebook Live at lunchtime. Usually right about 12 o'clock, sometimes about a quarter till, somewhere right around there. It's just whenever I can get away on my lunch break. Otherwise, in the evenings, I usually try to hit them around 9:30-ish after I've looked at some of the evening data and I've gotten some of my evening activities taken care of. Okay, so that's kind of how things play out. As always, tap this video if you're on your phone or tablet and get the description of what's in there. There's a lot of goodies you can click on. One is becoming a supporter. You can do that as well. So I appreciate that. When you do, I'll give you access to our private Facebook weather page here on Facebook. So I'm broadcasting live on 2 of those, and then Twitter, Periscope, and YouTube. So flooding the airwaves. This is the new modern TV. So I always get somebody to ask me, when you going back to TV? I'm like, I am on TV. It's just, you got to think outside the box into another box. Think more of like a 3 or 4-year-old when they say, hey, why is Uncle Aaron in the box? You know, if they were to say that. And they don't know the difference between ABC television and your iPad and what's on it. A box is a box. So once you start thinking in that world, it all makes sense to you. Start thinking like a 3 and 4-year-old, and it'll all be all right. It'll all work itself out. So anyway, that's where things are going anyway. You might as well jump on the bandwagon. So it's not going to change. I got news for you. Internet's going to take over. So we'll see how things play out in the next 100 years. But we're in the beginning stages of all that. All right, let's get on with the show, shall we? Enough of bloviating. All right, let me minimize this, that, and the other. Let's start off with this first. Okay, so here's a big picture across the state, and as you can see, we've got some rainfall that's been moving through from west to east. The only exception that has only seen much is down here across, say, the southern third of Oklahoma. Everyone else has seen at least a little bit of light rainfall move through. And on the back end, from, say, around Amarillo, roughly along I-40, and then points north in this area up toward Woodward, you guys have had just a little bit of snow mixed in, probably a little bit of sleet on occasion. But you can see the radar's having a tough time converting that line any further to the east because it's running into temperatures that are too warm, both aloft and at the surface. So unlike the last storm system, we don't have as much colder to work with. That's why this outcome is going to be a little bit different. Well, I say a lot different than the other one. But needless to say, here for the remainder of this evening, for the next hour or two, we'll still get a little bit of light snow mixing in down here at the surface. A lot of this, of course, will melt because ground temperatures are warm. But you get the idea. Here in Oklahoma City, just some light sprinkles, not even that activity is coming to an end. All right, so now we've gotten that out of the way. Let's get on with the show. We'll take a look at temperatures here for this evening. We're into the mid-30s here across state, lower 30s out toward the panhandle. So a lot of green and yellow, which indicates upper 30s to around 40. So we head into the morning hours. We'll stop you at daybreak. You got us into the, let's say, mid-low 30s here over central Oklahoma, right around freezing, around Stillwater to Ponca City, back out in the northwest Oklahoma. So we're even having a tough time getting at or below freezing at nighttime. And then during the day tomorrow for our Tuesday, guess what? We hit back into the 40s. All the freezing temperatures are confined across New Mexico and the western parts of the Texas Panhandle. As we head into, let's go Tuesday evening into Tuesday night, now you see temperatures start to cool back down toward Wednesday morning. We're back into the mid-30s here over central Oklahoma. So again, there's no threat for any significant snow here. You might see a few wet snowflakes mixed in. That's about the most I can promise you, and that would be Tuesday night into Wednesday morning. Otherwise, the bulk of the snow and the colder air to work with will be out in the Panhandle and on into New Mexico. So how does this look when you factor in the radar forecasted animation with the snow overlay? Again, the blue is the snow area here for tonight. You can see how activity kind of diminishes here after a couple of hours, doesn't really accumulate too much. Light dusting at best. And then as we head into, let's see, we're in the morning hours on Tuesday. All the snow stays confined across the Texas Panhandle and out into New Mexico. If you're traveling out west into New Mexico, that's where your trouble spots, maybe even the far western Texas a little bit. You can see that secondary round moves in. This is late right here. This is late day Tuesday. This is really in the evening hours where things even start to get going again. So after about the time you head home, we'll start to see some light sprinkles and light showers developing. This most you get ready for bed. We'll finally get the rainfall moving on in, especially heavier toward the midnight hour. Now this model is the most aggressive I could find, just so I could show you something of excitement. All right, it won't happen, but I'm going to tell you at least something of excitement. And that is the sleet line here in purple, coming right up 44, right here in Oklahoma City. They kind of changed in the snow line through Stillwater back out to Ponca City, and then of course back out here in northwestern Oklahoma. Now, here's the deal is, I don't think this line will make it that far east. The farther northern sections probably be okay, but I'd probably cut it north and west of the metro. And probably even north and west out here in the southwest Oklahoma. So it'll be close to this line, but a little bit back to the north and west. And you'll have some snow from there onward. So how much snow are we going to get out of this whole deal? And by the way, in this system, we'll wrap up Wednesday, call it noon, as far as moving through the state from west to east. And the snow will be changing back over and melting back into rain for the later morning and the afternoon anyway. So don't expect anything crazy. If I do a little round robin tour, for example, this is a look at the ensemble runs for snowfall amounts. What you want to look at here is a scale on the left and then the black line. All right, well, this is Oklahoma City. It basically says nothing. It basically says a few flakes is all we're going to get. If you head up north toward Guthrie, it says tiny bit better. It actually says, hey, a dusting of snow at most. So there you go. That's the far southern edge, I think, that any type of accumulating snow would happen. If you head out toward Kingfisher, hey, we jump up to about an inch of snow. Out here toward Elk City, we're about almost an inch of snow. If we head up north to Enid, you guys are about in the inch of snow category. West of Woodward, about an inch and a half to 2 inches of snow. How about that? There's the winter chicken dinner. If you go up northwest Oklahoma, again about 2 inches, closer to the state line. Ponca City, you'll even get a little bit, about an inch of snow. Bartlesville, how much you guys going to get? Just basically a dusting. And Tulsa, don't expect anything other than maybe a flake mixed in, but I don't even think that's going to happen. So that's the round robin tour. You can see how it's mostly north and west. We take a look at the map view of this. This is the European model. Usually does pretty good. I think, believe it or not, I think it's a little overzealous. It does have anywhere from 1 to 3 inches boxed into this region. I think a lot of this will melt, and therefore the final amounts won't be this high. It has a little bit higher amounts out here in the western panhandle, 3, maybe 4 inches. Now that's a little bit more believable, especially in the western sides of the panhandle, because temperatures will struggle to even get near freezing. So that's more believable. So again, if you're traveling out west of Amarillo, that's where your trouble spots will be on the highways. Even late in the system, southeastern parts of Kansas, into Missouri, a little bit of action for you there. All right, now here's a look at the Canadian totals, and I actually like this way better than the European. It's not the whole lot different. We're basically taking an inch out of it. So it's got 1 to 2 inches as far as snowfall amounts. I like this better as far as your final output. A little carried away out here in the Panhandle. And believe it or not, I'm going to side really with the high-resolution NAM with this, because this is what I think the final measurable snow will be, because of the warm temperatures both at the surface and the ground temperatures, which means not a whole lot. So 1 to 2 inches at most, which is the forecast I had from Sunday, so I'm going to stick with that. Here across the northwestern third of Oklahoma, so that does mean nothing measurable really here in Oklahoma City, other than maybe a few flakes mixed in. That counts that little snow flurry lineup around Bartlesville to maybe Stillwater, and then back probably to Guthrie, and then out just west of El Reno and out toward Weatherford, and then back out toward 40, down south just a little bit. That's about I think the leading edge will have any type of snow that you can see on the ground. Otherwise, northwest Oklahoma is the place to be. And then, of course, if you're traveling out west, there's 2 to 4 inches here in south central parts of Texas Panhandle. It gets a little bit higher. Some of these areas out here in the higher elevations of New Mexico up to about a foot. So that's some really good snow. This storm system is actually just a big snowmaker for New Mexico. We're just kind of on a glancing taste of it. That was probably the shortest Facebook Live, YouTube Live, Twitter Live weather broadcast I've ever given you. It's so depressing, isn't it? I wish I had more to tell you, but that's it. All right, so real quick, I'm just going to look at if I had any comments for me on any of the platforms, and I'm going to let you go. Let's see. Some music fans loving it on the Twitter, on the tweets. Let's see. No snow. You're funny. Yep, just a rain kind of a deal for us. Yep, Oklahoma snow amount around 0 will be perfect. Well, you're going to get that wish. It's got my Patreon Facebook page. See if you guys have back anything. Jariah, funny. You're welcome, Debbie, for the forecast, and Brenda, you definitely made it on time. All right, finally the main page here. Let's see, kind of quiet tonight. I know there's not a whole lot to ask because it's kind of sad. I wish I could give you a lot more, but not with this storm system. We do have a couple more though coming up in the next about 14 days, and these are kind of on the borderline once again. They've all been on the borderline except for this last one, the one we had today. That one was a piece of cake. All the rest of them have been like that rain snow mix line, which is frustrating. But like tonight's or tomorrow, we're just a hair too warm. So, but anyway, all right, I want to get out of here, but I just want to let you guys know, appreciate you as always, and I might do a live tomorrow at lunch. I may not. This is sad. If not, I'll do some at some point. I'll keep you in the loop, especially anytime something exciting happens. And make sure you follow me on all my social media channels and hit the bell or select to get notified on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. The more you do that, the better odds you are to get a heads up that I'm live, because they don't all play nice sometimes. And so if you play the game, play against the house, you bet against the house by covering the spread, your results are going to be a little bit better if you just pick one platform. So do that so that you're always in the know. All right, listen, I'm out of here. You guys have a great night. Sleep well. 8 hours of sleep. Get up. Get you some morning coffee. Get you some good breakfast. Start the day running. Get 'em, Tiger. Night.